Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something straight. Have you ever left a doctor's office wondering what they really think about you as an older person? The truth is, most seniors don't know. And what I'm about to share may sting a little, but sometimes we need the hard truths before we can make real changes. These are not meant to scare you. They're meant to wake you up, to help you live stronger, longer, and with more confidence. So here are 5 ugly truths that every senior must hear, straight from the perspective of what doctors often see but rarely say. Before we begin, if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss any video. Truth number 1. Doctors worry more about your lifestyle than your age. Have you ever noticed how 2 people of the same age can look and feel completely different? One person at 70 may still be walking with energy, gardening, laughing with friends, while another, at the very same age, struggles to get out of a chair. Why is that? Doctors will tell you, it's not the number of candles on your birthday cake that matters most. It's the lifestyle you live every single day. You see, most of the time, doctors don't look at age as the main enemy. Age is simply a marker, a chapter number in your book of life. What really concerns them are the choices you make. The food you eat, the sleep you get, the way you move your body, and how you manage stress. Think of your body like a car. 2 cars can both be 20 years old. One still runs smoothly because it's been maintained, while the other is falling apart because it was neglected. It's not the years, it's the care. I once met a man named Khalid, who was 73 years old. He walked into his doctor's office with the energy of someone half his age. The doctor asked about his routine, and Khalid shared that he walked every morning, light stretches, ate simple but wholesome meals, and made sure to stay socially active. Compare that to another patient the doctor saw, only 61 years old, struggling with diabetes, high blood pressure, and depression, largely because of a sedentary lifestyle, processed foods, and little social interaction. The doctor couldn't help but think age is not the problem, lifestyle is. Doesn't that make you wonder? If your daily choices carry so much weight, what kind of future are you building right now? The good news is you don't need to make huge, overwhelming changes to see results. Start small. First, move your body daily, even if it's just a 10-minute walk after dinner. Movement is medicine, and consistency beats intensity. Second, pay attention to what's on your plate. Add more fruits, vegetables, and water, and cut down just a little on sugary or fried foods. Small swaps can create big differences over time. Third, keep your mind alive. Read, play games, or learn something new. Your brain, just like your body, thrives on activity. It all comes down to this: your lifestyle today is writing the story of your health tomorrow. Doctors know it. Seen 70-year-olds thrive and 50-year-olds collapse, all because of the habits they carry. The question is, which side of that story do you want to be on? You have the power to rewrite your health at any age. Every choice you make, no matter how small, is a step toward proving that age is just a number. Life is what you choose to make of it. Truth number 2. Many seniors underestimate their own potential. Have you ever caught yourself saying, "I'm too old for that"? Maybe it was about learning a new skill, trying a new activity, or even just changing a habit. It's a phrase many seniors repeat without even realizing how much power it takes away from them. The truth is, most older people are capable of far more than they give themselves credit for, and doctors see it all the time. The body and mind don't suddenly shut down at 60 or 70. They adapt, they grow, and they surprise us if only we give them the chance. Think about it. When a child falls while learning to walk, no one says, "Well, maybe walking just isn't for you." We encourage them to get back up. But somewhere along the way, as we grow older, we stop encouraging ourselves to try. We accept limits that aren't really there. Why? Because we underestimate what's still possible. I remember hearing about a woman named Salma who retired at 65. She told her family she was too old to do much more than watch television and rest. But when her granddaughter challenged her to join a beginner's art class, she hesitated, then gave it a try. Within a year, Salma discovered a natural talent for painting. She not only filled her home with vibrant artwork, but even started selling pieces at local fairs. Imagine if she had stuck to that limiting belief that she was too old to try. How many hidden gifts would have stayed locked away? Doesn't it make you wonder? What passions or talents might still be waiting inside you? Here's the encouraging part. It doesn't take a giant leap to rediscover your potential. Start with small steps. First, challenge one belief you've been carrying. If you think you can't exercise, begin with 5 minutes of stretching a day. If you believe you can't learn technology, ask a friend or family member to show you one simple app. Second, surround yourself with examples of people who are doing what you think you can't. Seeing a peer learn to dance right, or even travel at 70 can ignite the spark inside you. Third, celebrate progress, not perfection. Every little win is proof that your story is still unfolding. The truth is, potential doesn't expire with age. It shifts, it evolves, but it never disappears. Too many seniors live inside invisible walls they've built for themselves. But when you decide to test those limits, often find they were never as solid as you thought. So the question is, are you going to keep underestimating yourself, or are you ready to see just how much life you still have to give? Remember, your age is not a finish line, it's just a milestone. What comes next is entirely up to you. Truth number 3. Doctors worry more about loneliness than disease. Have you ever noticed how a room can feel heavy when it's quiet for too long? The kind of silence where you realize no one has called, no one has knocked on the door, and the TV is your only company. That silence may seem harmless, but doctors see it differently. They know that loneliness is often more dangerous than disease itself. In fact, many physicians quietly worry more about their older patients being isolated than about their blood pressure or cholesterol. Why? Because loneliness eats away at health in ways that medicine can't fix. Loneliness doesn't just hurt feelings. It hurts the body. Studies show that being socially isolated can increase the risk of heart disease, memory decline, and even shorten life expectancy. Doctors often say that loneliness can be as damaging as smoking or obesity. And yet, it's one of the most overlooked health issues among seniors. The irony is that people spend their lives working hard, raising families, and building communities, only to find themselves feeling forgotten when they finally have the time to enjoy life. Doesn't it make you wonder? What's the point of living longer if you're not truly living with connection and joy? Let me share a story. A man named Mr. Rashid, in his late 70s, would visit his doctor regularly. Physically, his reports looked fine. Mild arthritis, manageable blood pressure, nothing alarming. But the doctor noticed his mood sinking each visit. Eventually, Mr. Rashid admitted that since his wife had passed, his days felt endless and empty. He rarely spoke to anyone, spent most of his time indoors, and only looked forward to those brief doctor appointments, just to have someone to talk to. His health began to decline, not because of his medical conditions, but because of his isolation. Compare that with another patient, Mrs. Ali, who also lived alone but joined a neighborhood walking group. She laughed, shared stories, and had friends who checked in on her. Her physical health improved. Her doctor often said that her smile was as important as any prescription. The contrast was striking, and it drove home a truth: connection is medicine. The encouraging part is that loneliness doesn't have to be a life sentence. There are simple, practical steps you can take to fight it. First, make it a goal to reach out to at least one person every day. It could be a phone call, a short visit, or even a text message. Small moments of connection add up. Second, step outside your comfort zone and join a group or activity. Whether it's a community center, a book club, or a walking circle, shared activities create bonds that keep the mind and heart alive. Third, don't underestimate the power of giving. Volunteering or mentoring younger people not only fills your day with purpose, but also builds relationships that are deeply rewarding. You might be thinking, what if I'm not good at meeting new people? That's natural. Building connection takes effort, especially later in life. But the alternative, staying alone and letting loneliness weaken your body and spirit, is far riskier. Ask yourself, Would you rather face the slight discomfort of reaching out or the slow decline that comes with isolation? The truth is, doctors see it clearly. Loneliness is a silent killer, but it doesn't have to define your story. You still have the power to choose connection, to build relationships, and to surround yourself with life and laughter. Every conversation, every handshake, every shared smile is a dose of health that no pharmacy can provide. So don't wait for someone else to knock on your door. Take the first step, open the door yourself, and let connection be the cure that keeps you not only alive, truly living. Truth number 4. Some seniors hide the truth, and doctors can tell. Have you ever downplayed how you're really feeling when a doctor asks, "How are you doing?" Maybe you said, "I'm fine," even though your knees ache at night or you're dizzy when you stand up too quickly. Many seniors do this, sometimes out of pride, sometimes out of fear, and sometimes just to avoid sounding like they're complaining. Here's the truth. Doctors can often tell when you're hiding something. They see the hesitation in your eyes, the way you shift in your seat, or small details that don't quite match your words. And while it may feel like you're protecting yourself, in reality, you're only holding yourself back from getting the help you truly need. Hiding the truth from your doctor is like hiding a crack in the wall of your house. You might cover it up with a picture frame, but the crack is still there, slowly spreading. By the time it becomes visible again, the damage is bigger and harder to fix. Doctors know that small issues, if caught early, can be treated before they become serious. But when seniors keep silent, doctors are left guessing, and that delay can cost not just health, but also independence and quality of life. I remember a story of a man named Ahmed, who always told his doctor he was doing great. He didn't want to seem weak, so he never mentioned the chest tightness he felt during walks. One day, he collapsed while visiting a friend, only to find out he had been ignoring early signs of heart disease. His doctor later said, "If he had just told me, we could have managed this months ago." On the other hand, a patient named Mrs. Noor shared openly about her struggles with balance. Even though she felt embarrassed, her doctor helped her start simple balance exercises and made a few adjustments to her medication. Because she spoke up, she avoided a serious fall. Which story would you rather live? So how do you break the habit of hiding the truth? First, remind yourself that honesty is not weakness. It's strength. Admitting a symptom doesn't mean you're failing, it means you're taking control. Second, prepare before appointments. Write down how you've been feeling, even the little things, so you don't forget in the moment. Third, bring a trusted friend or family member. If you find it hard to open up, sometimes having support makes it easier to share. Ask yourself this: is your pride worth more than your health? Or is your future, your ability to stay independent, active and vibrant, worth being just a little more honest? Doctors are not there to judge you, they're there to help you, but they can only help with the truth you give them. The bottom line is simple: hiding the truth may feel like saving face, but in reality, it risks your health. Being open, even about the uncomfortable details, is an act of courage. When you stop hiding, you give your doctor the chance to be your partner in living a longer, stronger, healthier life. And that's a truth worth sharing. Truth number 5. Doctors respect the seniors who fight for their health. Have you ever noticed the difference in the way a doctor speaks to a patient who takes charge of their own health versus someone who has given up? It's almost like a spark in the conversation. Doctors may treat hundreds of patients every week, but the ones who leave the strongest impression are the seniors who refuse to surrender to age, who walk in with questions, with determination, and with a mindset that says, "I'm here to fight for my health." Those patients earn not only medical attention, but also deep respect. Doctors know they can prescribe medicine, run tests, and give advice, but they can't force someone to care about their own body. That's why when they meet a senior who is proactive, who asks, "What more can I do to stay healthy?" or who says, "I started walking 20 minutes every day because I want to feel stronger," it stands out. It tells them this is a person who values their life, their energy, their independence, And that attitude can make all the difference between simply surviving and truly living. Take the story of Mrs. Farida. At 76, she had been diagnosed with diabetes. Many in her situation might have shrugged, saying, "Well, that's just part of aging." But not her. She asked her doctor to explain every detail. She joined a nutrition class at her community center, and she made walking with her neighbor part of her daily routine. 6 months later, not only had she brought her blood sugar under control, but she also felt stronger, lighter, and more confident. Her doctor admitted she wished more patients had the same fire, because Farida's progress wasn't the result of medicine alone. It was the result of mindset. On the other hand, doctors often see seniors who choose passivity. They ignore advice, skip medications, or avoid even the simplest changes that could improve their quality of life. That's when doctors feel helpless, because they know health is a two-way street. A prescription is only as effective as the person willing to follow through. Which side of that story do you want to be on? The passive patient or the respected fighter? So how can you show up as a fighter for your health? First, be curious. Don't just accept instructions. Ask questions, understand your treatment, know why you're doing what you're doing. Second, commit to movement. Whether it's stretching, walking, or light exercise, being physically active tells both your doctor and your body that you're investing in your future. Third, track your progress. Keep a small journal of your habits, symptoms, or victories. Even noting, "Walked for 15 minutes today," builds momentum and gives you something to celebrate at your next appointment. Let's not forget the mindset piece. Fighting for your health doesn't mean denying challenges. It means refusing to let them define you. It's saying, "Yes, I may have arthritis, but I'll still keep my joints moving." It's saying, "Yes, I take medications, but I'll pair them with better habits to get the best results." Isn't that a more empowering way to face life? Doctors respect seniors who take this approach because it inspires them too. It reminds them why they chose their profession in the first place, not just to treat illness, but to witness resilience. Every step you take to care for yourself, every effort you make to stay strong, earns not only better health but admiration from the very people guiding your care. At the end of the day, the choice is yours. You can be patient who lets age call the shots, or you can be the fighter who takes control, asks questions, and shows determination. Remember, the respect of your doctor is not about being perfect. It's about showing that you're still in the fight. And when you fight for your health, really fighting for the chance to live fully, deeply, and on your own terms. So yes, these 5 truths may sound harsh. Doctors see past the excuses, the loneliness, the self-doubt. But here's the inspiration: you are not powerless. You have more control than you realize. Every step you take, every habit you change, every time you open yourself to connection, you prove those ugly truths wrong. You see, aging is not about how many years you've lived, about how much life you put into those years. Doctors might know your charts and numbers, but only you can decide the quality of your story. So take these truths, use them as fuel, and show the world that being older doesn't mean being weaker. It means being wiser, stronger, and still unstoppable. God bless you.